Hello, I'm James, and tonight's game is Stellaris. Let's begin. Okay, and here we go. United Nations of Earth, representative democracy, fanatic egalitarian, xenophile, beacon of liberty and idealistic foundation, populated by humans, prosperous unification. Much has happened since modern humans first emerged in Africa some 200,000 years ago. Our kind spread rapidly across most of the globe, and soon the first civilizations took form. Scientific progress has been swift, though not without cost. Wars claimed millions of lives, even before the atom was tamed. And the turmoil of the 21st century saw the mandate of the United Nations gradually expanded in an effort to create stability. By the early 22nd century, By the early 22nd century, the supranational organization had become a de facto world government. Though some still resent the power wielded by the UN, as evidenced during the Mauritanian police action of '88, few can deny the technological breakthroughs that have come out of its sponsored research programs. With the recent completion of the first true starships, mankind is about to embark on a new era of space exploration.
Did you know?
Good day, Madam President. I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence. My job is to offer advice and assistance as we seek our destiny among the stars. You can change the tutorial level at any time in the settings menu.
Building a star empire can be a daunting task. To help get things started, I will be providing instructional missions that cover the basic steps necessary to establish ourselves as a successful interstellar power. The situation log displays a list of all currently available special projects, archaeology sites, and various other points of interest. New items will likely appear as we begin exploring the galaxy. have important information for you.
The Empire Focus system helps guide your Empire's development by letting you choose a priority: exploration, conquest, or development. Each focus includes a set of task cards designed to offer direction based on your chosen path. Completing a card grants progression points toward the relevant category. Current focus increases the chances of drawing related tasks. Cards can be re-rolled for a unity cost, and focus can be changed. Track your goals under the completed and progression tabs to see how close you are to the next reward tier. Timeline displays major milestones and historical events from your Empire's history, starting from its origin. Prosperous unification. Through its strife and triumphs, this society has reached every young civilization's ambition. A homeworld with unified goals and a path open to the stars. New entries appear as key events unfold over time.
Could I have a moment of your time?
The galaxy map offers a strategic view of the stars. Use it to navigate, expand, command fleets, and monitor borders.
To expand, we must explore, and our science ships are the vessel of choice for such a task. You can identify a science ship by the following symbol. Before we can expand, we must explore, and our science ships are the vessel of choice for such a task. You can identify a science ship by the following symbol. This is our science ship, which is used to survey astronomical objects such as planets in a star system. A planet needs to be surveyed in order to make its resources visible. That we have given a command to our science ships, it's time to set off. We will need to unpause the galaxy map simulation before anything can happen. Now that we have given a command to our science ships, it's time to set off. We will need to unpause the galaxy map simulation before anything can happen. To overcome the vast distances that separate star systems, our scientists have developed the hyperdrive. This device permits travel at speeds far exceeding that of light between systems connected by hyperlanes.
Travel along a hyperlane is nearly instantaneous, but movement is restricted to the galactic hyperlane network. To enter hyperspace, a ship must first reach the system's edge beyond the star's gravity well. This happens automatically when ordering a ship to move to another system. A lone, proud comet soars through the Sol system, clearly visible from Earth. Forges its own path through the cosmos, vibrant and ever undeterred. This is the ideal which all humans strive for. It is a good omen.
The technology screen is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options.
The available fields are physics, society, and engineering.
Could I have a moment of your time?
Habitable planets are divided into districts, zones, and buildings. Districts can consist of multiple zones. Zones determine which jobs are created. Buildings grant bonuses to the zones. More building slots are unlocked as the zones are upgraded. The UNS Ibn Battuta has made a startling find on Sirius 3. The planet is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we have encountered life forms that did not originate on Earth. This amazing discovery has silenced those who believed we were alone in the universe. Although none of the alien creatures found on Sirius 3 are sapient, it is likely only a matter of time before we encounter beings that are. We may not be alone out here. Contact report. Simple forms of life. United Nations of Earth is abuzz with news of the alien organisms discovered some time ago. These little evolutionary marvels kindle in the human people a renewed hope of first contact with intelligent beings. Diversity enriches our collective wisdom. We can get hyperlane breach points faster now.
This is our construction ship, which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
These ships are also used to build star bases in unclaimed systems, making them critical to our expansion plans. We have enough unity to adopt a new tradition.
The tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire. A tradition tree must first be adopted before any traditions within it can be unlocked. This is our system's starbase. These upgradable stations mark star system ownership and are most often tasked with producing all types of ships.
Expand our borders by building star bases in nearby systems. Enemy star bases can be captured by attacking them. What was that about? I think there was a glitch with my mouse there. Actually, let's also do another science. Or two sciences. Survey speed, only research speed. Let's get a fast surveyor. Li Shen joins our empire. The dream of the scientists is to benefit
Council
society.
agenda ready. The council screen is where we appoint the leaders who will guide us into the future. Their personalities and traits will influence our empire for good and bad. We can set agendas in order to focus their efforts in a specific area. Well done. The first survey of a star system beyond our own has been completed. We now have access to planetary data that the astronomers have a brand new science ship, but no scientist has been assigned to command it. My programming insists that I should point out the benefits of adding an organic scientist component to the mix.
Hang on. We now have access to planetary data that the astronomers on our homeworld could only dream of a mere generation ago. Continue surveying. Select a science ship, right-click on a neighboring system, select survey system. System must be surveyed before it can be claimed.
We have a brand new science ship, but no scientist has been assigned to command it. My programming insists that I should point out the benefits of adding an organic scientist component to the mix. One of our science ships has just surveyed a world that would make an excellent candidate for our first colony. It is of the same planet class as our homeworld, so our colonists should be quite comfortable there. The scientist has assumed command of our new science ship and can now be sent off at our leisure to explore new systems and or meet some grisly fate. Now that we have begun exploring our neighboring stars, it might be time to extend our reach. A starbase can be built around stars and surveyed systems to expand our borders, allowing us to claim new regions of space. Now that we have begun exploring our neighboring stars, it might be time to extend our reach. A starbase can be built around stars and surveyed systems to expand our borders, allowing us to claim new regions of space.
The UNS Ibn Battuta has discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed ZRO in the Barnard Star system. It is a rare aerosol of unknown origin, and when ingested, it enhances the abilities of psionically gifted individuals. We cannot extract this resource yet, but we could establish control over the system for future exploitation. We are sure to find more of these types of resources as we continue to explore the galaxy, each with unique properties and applications, potentially useful. ZRO, an extremely rare aerosol of exotic particles. It has been deposited on a number of worlds through meteor impacts, but its true origin is a mystery. If ingested by psionically gifted individuals, ZRO acts as a very potent and addictive drug that enhances psionic abilities.
Far out. That is where the frontiers of our domain now lie.
Excellent. As you can see on the galaxy map, the borders of our empire have expanded to include the system where we built our new starbase. A newly built starbase acts as an outpost with limited defensive capabilities and no room for modules and buildings. As such, it does not yet appear in the outliner until it has been upgraded.
I have important information for you.
The colonization screen is where you prepare a planet for colonization. A species must be selected to settle the planet, and a colony designation assigned to set its development focus. An overview of available districts, planet size, and potential modifiers is displayed, along with any planetary features that may affect the planet. Prioritizing development based on the planet's natural resources will help you make the most of your colonies. But we don't have enough alloys to colonize yet. Let's see if we can do anything about that.
Here is something that you perhaps didn't know.
The Surface tab provides an overview of a planet's infrastructure and status. The District and Buildings section shows constructed and available building slots in their respective districts. Districts and zones provide housing, jobs, and resources. The automation toggle allows the planet to manage itself based on focus. Let's turn minerals into consumer goods. Containers turn consumer goods into unity and amenities. Research labs turn consumer goods into research. Okay, but what makes alloys? Farmers produce food. Manufacturing. Metallurgists make alloys at alloy foundries.
We have the ability to manually design new ships in the Ship Designer screen. This is a fairly straightforward process, though one that can be fully automated if we so wish. We should now be ready to extend our great civilization. In the Fleet Manager, we can create templates for our military fleets. As our fleets grow in size, these templates make it easier to quickly order replacements for any losses they may have sustained. We should now be ready to extend our great civilization to a second world. This will require the construction of a colony ship.
This looks like it's going to be good for agriculture. Not quite enough alloys, though.
The leader in our empire has reached a new skill level. This will improve upon the bonuses they provide and grant them a new trait.
Okay, we have?
The Leaders screen provides an overview of our leaders and lets us hire, dismiss, and manage them.
Okay. Looks like our head of research is improved as Spark of Genius, which increases our research speed.
System survey complete.
Okay, and eye for talent. 2. Eye for talent increases leader experience gain. Nice. As our science ship scans the surface of Vector 4, it becomes quite clear that we have found something out of the ordinary. Its composition and history provides it with extra materials that we should take the opportunity to gather. We will surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets, and should not underestimate their impact on our expansion. Vector 4. Produces minerals. Marcus Merman.
Military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire from threats, or to expand our glorious rule through force of arms, if we so wish.
Size of our fleet is determined by our current naval capacity, which is initially limited. Okay. Aggressive. Increases ship fire rate and ship weapons damage. And Earth's
Could I have a moment of your time?
The Management tab displays key information about planet's condition and layout. The Planetary Features section shows natural blockers that can be cleared, as well as existing features. Current population shows all POPs on the planet. Sector panel lets the planet be managed as part of a sector. Colony Ascension allows you to ascend your colonies, effectively upgrading your planets if the necessary resources are available. I think there's a setting to always clear blockers somewhere.
Excellent. Construction has been finished on our new planetary building, and it should now begin producing resources.
Ops will automatically be assigned to any jobs created by buildings as the population grows, but can be encouraged to switch jobs.
Anomaly found. Your attention, please.
Habitable planets sometimes have blockers, preventing their full exploitation. Clearing a blocker takes time and costs energy credits, but can unlock planetary features currently blocked, as well as free up additional construction space. And an anomaly somewhere. Archaeological site.
The archaeology window shows details of the currently selected archaeology site. After progress is made, you can still go back and read previous stages by clicking the rune icons.
The surface of this asteroid is littered with metallic debris. Most of it appears to originate from starships of many different designs.
System survey complete. Blocker cleared.
Well done. The blocker has been successfully removed.
Blocker cleared.
Now, we can do this. Has space free agriculture. Agri-world designation and colonize. another tradition.
Blocker cleared. System survey complete. We have found an anomaly. From time to time, our science ships will make these discoveries while surveying alien worlds. Anomalies can be researched by a scientist, if their skills are up to the task.
Unresearched anomalies are listed under the Anomalies tab in the Situation log. Some must be investigated before the planet they were found on can be colonized or utilized. Our sensors have discovered that the ship remnants on M4OR95 got there in a peculiar way. The ships seem to have been intentionally driven straight into the asteroid, probably from light years away, to test the accuracy of the designer's thrusters. As we deep scan the remains, we pick out one ship in particular, which seems to have reasonably intact propulsion. Let's grab afterburners.
Research complete.
Contact report. Remnants. Human xenologists are practically falling over themselves to publish their takes on the recent findings of alien life. This fevered storm in the scientific community has had some negative, yet temporary, impact on pursuits in other fields. Embrace the bonds of new life.
System. Remarkable. We have discovered spacefaring alien entities that may or may not be intelligent, but let's face it, probably are. Their true nature will remain a mystery to us until we complete the appropriate project to investigate them. I suggest we do so post-haste, lest they investigate us first.
Contact report. Enigmatic spacefarers. The United Nations of Earth has finally encountered new wanderers among the stars. Whatever the intentions of these aliens, the atmosphere on Earth can best be described as rapturous. At last, someone to bear witness.
We have come into contact with a new entity, perhaps a space-dwelling creature or another empire. We can learn more about them by making first contact.
We'll need to assign an envoy to this mission. They will work to establish communications with the entity and decipher any language they may use. Okay, we have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the QL system. For now, we have codenamed them Centaurs until we can find out more about them. If they possess a language, we must decipher it in order to establish communications. Roamer 2. Survey speed. Invading hostile fleet. Alpha Centauri fully surveyed. Eunice Einstein found an anomaly.
The colonists have all been transferred to the new colony ship, and her captain reports all systems go. A momentous day for sure. Anomaly found.
The anomaly here is Proxima Centauri B's peculiar orbit around its red dwarf star.
Congratulations on having colonized a new world. Our colonists are now in the process of building their first settlement, but it will take time for them to become self-sufficient.
Our colony ship has gently touched down at the mouth of a large river delta on one of the continents on Sirius Prime. This temperate, forested area will provide shelter and easy access to raw materials. The ship has been converted into a reassembled ship shelter. to serve as a headquarters, and its reactor core removed to act as the colony's temporary power source. Tents filled with construction materials alongside prefab shelters have sprung up around the ship's hull as colonists disembark, marking the first human city on an alien world. Okay, so Proxima Centauri B's peculiar orbit around its red dwarf star.
I have important information for you.
Okay. The anomalies screen lists all unresearched anomalies we have encountered, along with their locations. These can be investigated using a science chip with an assigned scientist. Proxima Centauri B's peculiar orbit around its red dwarf star renders the planet tidally locked, potentially worthy of further investigation. A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this planet once. Expertise, industry. As a counselor, increases the chance for industry research options and speeds them up.
System survey complete.
Proxima Centauri B. For as long as we humans have been able to look to the stars for new homes, Proxima Centauri B has been a naive dream, a place we could look to with optimism, a new home. Sadly, as our telescopes got better, we realized that the planet would probably be a tidally locked, frozen hellscape, a theory which we have confirmed today. There is hope, however. This world has all the building blocks necessary for a habitable planet. Might just need a slight push. Okay. In either case, it gains the terraforming candidate modifier. Thank you for inspiring us, Proxima Centauri B. How's this going? The irregularity we had designated as centaurs appears to be made of some sort of crystalline material. Curiously, it seems to be able to propel itself across the void and protect itself when necessary, indicating that it may be alive. Our researchers are working hard to find out more. Keep at it. Alpha Centauri. Pre-sapient species found. Although Vorsham 5's sub-zero climate is far from hospitable, the planet is not barren. Several arthropoid species have evolved to withstand the environment, and scientist Stefana Corsini believes that one or more of these creatures is capable of sapience, given the introduction of certain external stimuli.
Did you know?
We have discovered highly evolved animal life. With the right technology, we may eventually be able to uplift these beings to sapience and intelligence, or what passes for intelligence among organics. It would perhaps be wise to keep an eye on our research and direct it towards epigenetic triggers if given the opportunity.
System survey complete.
Procyon. Then Bazkarat.
We have detected a pre-FTL society. Although they lack the kind of technology that allows us to traverse the stars, there is still a lot to be gained from these aliens. Whether it be learning from their culture or claiming them as slaves is up to us.
If we wish to observe them, assuming they are within our borders, we need to build an observation post around their world. If we wish to invade, all we need to do is muster our troops. They wouldn't stand much of a chance. We have detected the presence of a pre-FTL alien civilization on Vorsham 1 in the Vorsham system. They currently seem to be experiencing the equivalent of a renaissance, having recently left their medieval age behind them. Scientific knowledge is spreading rapidly, and the armies of their petty kingdoms are equipped with crude gunpowder-based projectile weapons. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Once we finish surveying, we can expand there. In the meantime, let's grab Procyon. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with Detinol 5 at some point during the previous 1,000 years in what must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the planet in the vicinity of the impact crater. Need more influence to expand. Influence. Increase. Declare other empires rivals. Supplement power projection by supporting a large navy size relative to empire size. Alright, let's build a navy.
Anomaly found.
Class 12 asteroid orbits this planet. The small planetoid's orbit appears far too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. Another pre-FTL alien civilization. the Verzak in Bazkarat 4. Currently, in the medieval age, with a firm grasp of metallurgy and a feudal society, printing press is accelerating the spread of knowledge.
System survey complete.
Terraforming candidate discovered. Our detailed survey of Bazkarat 4A has revealed that it may once have supported life in the distant past. There are significant deposits of frozen water at the polar ice caps and beneath the moon's surface. The existence of valley networks suggests that the water may once have flowed freely. Terraforming this moon would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the technology to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. Crystalline entities. Our researchers have finished investigating the reports of extraordinary, free-floating crystal-like objects observed in the United Nations of Earth system. Their findings are startling. The ship-sized objects and their slightly smaller but equally crystal-like satellites at first appeared inert, but sudden shifts in their orientation relative to our ships and new energy signatures emerging from within the prisms indicate that they might be alive. A fascinating prospect, to be sure, but they should be approached with caution. Our best and brightest are standing by to study these entities. We can learn to coexist.
Our attempts to establish communications stand testament to our technological ingenuity, but results are lacking. It is likely that the other party possesses only an animal level of intelligence, if any at all.
Free sapients offer little to no diplomatic interactions, but depending on your empire type, they can sometimes be uplifted, exterminated, enslaved, or observed. The Kravadox civilization in Everseen 1 has entered the early Steam Age, and there is clear evidence that they are beginning to make use of both vehicles and early factories powered by steam engines.
System survey complete. System survey complete.
How's our tech doing? 3 months left on administrative AI.
Research complete.
Administrative AI. Organizational circuitry rerouting academic fervor. Next up, let's go with automated exploration protocols.
Colony established. Anomaly found.
We have found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship with an unusual design. We're not quite sure how its propulsion system works.
Anomaly found.
A vessel of some kind has crashed into the surface of this asteroid. Wreckage from the craft can still be found within the impact crater.
Anomaly found.
There is significant scarring on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts look almost like writing. Towed asteroid. For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into a stable orbit around Vorsham 4. Massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface, though they have long since been rendered inoperable. Whoever did this also mined the asteroid for minerals, but these operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they begun.
Research complete.
Planetary unification. Ancient warring tribes, historical nations in conflict, now unified in empire. We must not, will not crumble. And then, next up, Polytechnic education.
Anomaly found.
This asteroid recently suffered an impact from another body within the asteroid belt, which resulted in a slightly changed orbit and a massive crater on the surface. The S1.
System survey complete.
The Uthon system has been surveyed, and right now it says acting up again. Campaigning to elect a new president is underway. On solar sails. You found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship of unusual design. Instead of using propulsion similar to that of modern ships, the craft relied on large sails unfurled in the vacuum of space. Presumably, the ship harvested solar energy and drifted on the solar winds created by starlight. We should dig deeper. Create message in a bottle archaeological site at Uthon. Okay, now, how do I set up an observation post?
System survey complete.
Metallic puddles. After a recent rainfall, colonists have noticed metallic puddles appearing on the surface of Sirius Prime. These puddles have a viscous consistency, like liquid metal. Investigate further. The debris field, which UL1M09L, is part of roils and swirls under the influence of unknown forces. Okay, now, how do I set up the orbital observation post? And a construction ship coming in. The viscous metallic puddles on Sirius Prime are eluding colony scientists. So far, their origin is undetermined, and they have been resistant to our probing. Our instruments are struggling to decipher their chemical makeup. We have more tests to run if we want answers. Keep trying.
Anomaly found.
Sensors report a number of possible points of interest within the dense debris field surrounding JQQ-1138. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how to set up the observation post. See. Guess it did it automatically. Probably. Or storing it, at least. A small scout craft of some kind plowed into the surface of this asteroid millennia ago, creating a shallow canyon. There is no visible cockpit on the ship, leading us to believe it was either piloted by remote or through some kind of primitive artificial intelligence. Though it is too damaged to be salvaged, the ship hasn't been picked clean by looters yet. We will study its design. A new element has been discovered on Sirius Prime. After a breakthrough in the case of viscous metallic puddles, we have discovered the puddles comprise a unique chemical element. The element, which we're calling Sirius Primionium, probably ought to come up with a better name than that, is present in the air on Sirius Prime, but when introduced to high precipitation, takes on the viscous consistency we have seen on the planet's surface. Their appearances are cyclical, much like dihydrogen monoxide-based puddles. A fascinating discovery. Our understanding of the elements continues to grow. We still have much to learn. Special project, fascinating meteorology.
Situation log updated.
Special project with a time limit. A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the United Nations of Earth. They call themselves the Alien Tolerance Organization. The members have been pushing hard for friendly relations with alien species. Okay, so let's call a science ship in here. Ibn Battuta to Sirius Prime. Come on. Ibn Battuta to Sirius Prime.
Faction screen gives an overview of the populace's political leanings. Be aware that shifts in the socio-political climate may give rise to factions. Details on faction sizes, attractiveness to our pops, and how content they are can also be found here.
Factions have issues that are important to their overall approval, and our policies and actions as a nation may displease or please these groupings, providing an increasing boost to unity generation. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Earth. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. Let's do this. Okay, and there's the Popular Vote Center, which is egalitarian as well.
System survey complete. Research complete.
Standardized Corvette patterns. Establishing new standards for the modeling and construction of Corvettes greatly improves the efficiency of the production pipeline. Okay, next up for engineering. Let's go with space torpedoes. We have Spycraft 2 and
Council agenda ready.
Organizer. Ideas and theories for new ways to improve ourselves must be discussed and pursued with fervor. Increases unity.
Anomaly found.
An ancient orbital shipyard drifts in silence above this world. It has suffered significant battle damage, and entire sections of the facility are missing. Scout. Uses ship hyperlane detection. Kind of looking for something that can give me archaeologist. There we go.
System survey complete.
Another first contact. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Avashek system. For now, we have codenamed them mermaids, until we can find out more about them. research into Sirius Prime's fascinating meteorology could prove invaluable to our scientific development. We have gained invaluable insight into the unique weather systems of Sirius Prime. In addition to expanding our understanding of chemical elements, our recent research has had positive implications for food production. A positive conclusion. Up is down. As the UNS Sagan passed through the asteroid belt on its way to UL1M09L, Science Officer Johann Brandt reported that the ship experienced a number of sudden gravitational shifts. Ever curious, Johann Brandt dispatched a number of probes to scan the debris field to discern the cause. Turns out that the culprit is a number of gravity generators of old alien make. Sputtering on dying energy sources and with their polarities inverted, they occasionally spew reverse gravity into the void, though not with enough force to cause any serious harm. Not anymore. Science Officer Johann Brandt theorizes that the generators once provided artificial gravity for a large asteroid in the belt. Some malfunction eventually tore the rock apart. Disturbing thought. A colossal metallic cube has been found on Grunthrist 2. Its seamless form is suggestive of advanced technological capabilities, although we cannot begin to speculate on its origin or function. An archaeological expedition may provide answers. Let's put you back to survey. Hoping to discover rare resources inside AZ-11-2340, our scientists stumbled upon something most unusual. What had appeared to be a simple asteroid was in fact a long-dormant relay station with complex electronics and advanced sensors set up to send signals back to an ancient empire. The impact also has damaged some of the asteroid's internal structure, and we can only extract one system from it. Sensors or the encryption modifier? Let's go with the sensors. First contact with another unknown entity, the Lamians. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Everseen system. For now, we have codenamed them Lamias until we can find out more about them. Someone used a mining laser from orbit approximately 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing into the surface of Caspardine II. The massive script covers a large portion of the planet's upper hemisphere. It appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary. Envoy Danielle Saletta is still working to confirm the hypothesis that the irregularity we had designated as mermaids is in fact a living organism. While it seems to be made up of a cluster of random stardust, it is demonstrably able to propel itself across the void, and shows basic signs of independent agency. Our researchers are perplexed by the phenomenon and are working hard to verify our readings. We must be missing something. Volatile notes. The Vool civilization. An alien civilization on Nodro 2 in the Nodro system. They appear to be in the early space age, as if evidenced by the many primitive satellites orbiting their homeworld. Their nation-states are on the path towards joining together a global government, and it is likely only a matter of time before they venture beyond their world and join the galactic community. catching up with the Pioneer. An aluminum plate, anodized gold, is recovered from the surface of JQQ-1138. Everyone aboard the UNS Sagan recognizes it long before analysis, and database cross-referencing confirm its origins. A plaque from Pioneer 11.
System survey complete.
Closer inspection of the giant mysterious cube on Grunthris 2 has raised more questions than answers. Its outer surfaces are perfectly smooth, seamless, and impenetrable to our scanners. As we approached the cube, the imposing facade seemed to ripple gently in response to our presence. Azazi Iwu has concluded that it is constructed of a form of strange metal, unlike any we have previously seen. Living metal gained. What was that? So apparently F is find. New archaeological site. Scans of Fract 2 discovered an isolated facility in the planet's most inaccessible region. The structure appears to be dormant or abandoned, with no energy signature and signs of prolonged weathering. An archaeological expedition may yield further insight.
System survey complete.
Han Society. The Han of Firoza 4 in the Firoza system. They appear to be in the later stages of a Bronze Age, having mastered early metalworking. Although most of their population is rural, several large city-states have formed. Automated shipyard. While conducting their survey of Taiyi 1, the UNS Sagan detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It is at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage. But one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Science Officer Johann Brandt is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard. It would be a significant project.
Situation log updated. Anomaly found.
We have detected the presence of a pre-FTL alien civilization, the Cebulon, on Gribbon 4. Later stages of a Bronze Age again. Seems to be a very dense galaxy. We have detected life signs coming from somewhere.
Anomaly found.
We have detected life signs coming from somewhere beneath the barren and lifeless surface of this planet. What manner of organism could possibly live there? Gribbon 4A. A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this moon once.
Anomaly found.
Impressive structures litter a small area on the surface of Firoza 1, practically begging for some archaeological work. Void clouds. An investigation into a peculiar cluster of debris and space dust, previously dubbed mermaids, has yielded surprising results. It is a particulate cloud bristling with a powerful charge of unknown origin. It has no business exhibiting simple reflexive actions, let alone movements with purpose. And yet it does. There is something undeniably ominous about the hazy subject of the relayed video feeds. Perhaps there are things in the universe we should not tangle with. Let us watch, but not interfere with it.
Our attempts to establish communications stand testament to our technological ingenuity, but results are lacking. It is likely that the other party possesses only an animal level of intelligence, if any at all.
And we now have the special project, Cloud Safety. Let's get on that one too. Cloud Study. Task a science department with collecting and collating data related to the void clouds.
System survey complete.
An abandoned... Okay. The continent-wide mountain ranges of Zeobir II have proven a fertile environment for the planet's unique forms of life. One reptilian species in particular has adapted to the extreme altitude, and has even demonstrated a basic, if guttural, form of verbal communication. The right stimuli, these creatures may prove capable of full sapience. An abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above this planet. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it relied on solar power to function.
Anomaly found.
Spacefaring civilization discovered. We have detected a significant Lamia's presence in the Vritaka system. Although there are no inhabited planets as far as we can tell, a large space station of some sort orbits the system's primary star. Our elected officials have informed the public that we have most likely stumbled upon an outpost belonging to a previously unknown interstellar civilization. Before we can communicate with them, we'll need to translate their language. And then, a small rectangular object on the surface of this planet is deflecting all scanning beams like a mirror. Our sensors are unable to determine its material composition.
System survey complete. System survey complete. System survey complete. System survey complete.
A massive crater on Gribbon 4A appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. From the size of the crater, we suspect that a ship exiting a hyperlane at maximum velocity rammed the moon for reasons unknown roughly 10,000 years ago. The UNS Sagan has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site, reminiscent of a collapsed hyperparticulate field. But as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified.
These are unknown spacefaring entities. We can learn more about them and maybe even initiate first contact by completing the appropriate special project. Research complete.
Okay, space torpedoes. These torpedoes are essentially very large, slow-moving missiles. They're equipped with more powerful warheads and shield modulators that let them slip unmolested through energy screens. Let's go with ceramo metal materials. While Azizi Iwu was examining the metallic cube on Grunthwist 2, one of its surfaces unexpectedly rippled and parted to create an opening into the object's interior. Upon entering, we found a command console still occupied by the husk of a decaying molluscoid. Whatever flesh it may have once held has now decomposed into a pale dust. On the console, we found an unusual container from which occasional thuds and dull clangs can be heard as if something is moving inside. However, the container's seal is complex, and Azizi Iwu has thus been unable to open it. We have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Gribbon 5. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture. It appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. An interesting, albeit primitive, design.
System survey complete.
little more influence. There we go.
System survey complete. Special project complete.
Crystals pacified. The crystalline entities seem to resonate in response to something. One of their few interactions with their environment. The exact nature and possible wider purpose of this emitted waveform is yet to be ascertained. But for now, our ships can approximate it using radio pings, essentially camouflaging themselves as fellow crystals. Resonant. Crystalline entity fleets are rendered non-hostile, and we have the option to research crystal-infused plating. The cloud study, however, could take a while.
Council agenda ready.
Still need 40 more influence to get that one.
The Policies tab covers government policies, as well as empire-wide edicts, practices that can be enforced by spending some of our resources.
There are often several stances to take on any given policy, although they may be limited by our technology or ethics. Edicts have a monthly upkeep cost, either afforded by our edicts funds, paid with unity, or at times other resources. Looks good.
System survey complete.
Impressive structures litter Girtab 3A's surface, practically begging for some archaeological work. While data mining the cube's central console.
Our new observation post has come online and will proceed with its mission, as long as the awareness of the object of our study stays low.
Once a pre-FTL society reaches maximum awareness, they will no longer be observable. Instead, we will be able to engage them with diplomatic actions. We may choose to reveal ourselves early if our interference policies allow it. Okay, now. While data mining the cube's central console, Azizi Iwu was able to recover and decrypt 2 short audio logs. They contain a series of guttural clicks and harsh glottal stops, vocalized by a single speaker. By cross-referencing our linguistic database, Azizi Iwu found a comparable ancient language and has produced a working translation of the first audio log. My Presidium, you must hear me. There is still time to avoid this war. Your dynast's confidence is injudicious. We cannot defeat unidentified empire. They will destroy us. Appeasement is our only option. My crate contains a gift, a likely token of peace. The secrets of our living metal mastery. The only way to avoid oblivion is to deliver it to them. Translate the second audio log. Oh, and that's the monoliths. Magnetic reversal. The magnetic field of Rundor 4A experienced a complete reversal while it was being observed by the UNS Sagan. This rare event has interchanged the positions of the moon's magnetic poles. Fortunately, it was all recorded by the sensors of our ship, providing our scientists with a lot of valuable data.
System survey complete.
Federation's End. Interesting name. Explosions in the sky. The moon Rundor 6A is the home of a marvel of nature. Giant, colorful explosions appear in the sky, a result of the chemical composition of the atmosphere reacting to the sun's gamma rays. Students and senior scientists alike are spreading this find like a wildfire. It's generated quite the spark of interest for the scientific field among our people.
System survey complete.
Another first contact somewhere. Mysterious aliens in Sol system. For now, we have codenamed them Rakshasas, until we can find out more about them. How did aliens end up in Sol?
Research complete.
Ocean ecology management. Given enough processing power, networked sensors, and distributed stations, even the ocean currents can be managed to a fine level of control. Let's get some selective defoliants, too. Can't do that yet, but can do this. Although Noose 2's sub-zero climate is far from hospitable, the planet is not barren. Several arthropoid species have evolved to withstand the environment. Scientist Li Shen believes that one or more of these creatures is capable of sapience, given the introduction of certain external stimuli.
System survey complete.
Nomad Trade Proposal. Greetings again, President of the Oasis. Sailing through the nearby stars have made for some particularly fruitful scavenging. And so we have just finished the construction of new vessels. In actuality, we build more than we need in order to get rid of the excess resources. We prefer the caravan to stay nimble, unburdened, so we come to you with a transaction in mind. The caravan? The ark ships of our fleet, where we construct our contraptions, where our builders sleep. Steering the caravan across the great voids between it requires it to offer living space, hence the need to reduce its load. If our military make up the fleet's hands, the caravan is its heart. A proposal, then. We require energy credits and minerals for the next crossing. In exchange, you may have 5 of our newly built vessels. Go on. It is our way, by tradition and necessity, to scavenge resources and activate our internal shipyards when and where we can. We would prefer to see whatever excess we generate is put to use among the orb dwellers than have it hamper our journey. We believe our designs would not disappoint you. Cruisers, we suppose you would call them, shielded and armed with plasma throwers and arc emitters. A refreshing answer. All we ask in return is 2,000 minerals or 2,000 energy. We'll happily ease your burden for 2,000 energy. These ships will be driven to your central oasis, Earth, yes, to be delivered within 30 days. May you always follow the trail and find shade to Dolores Muwanga. Farewell, Beak of Grey. Was that what was happening, or... What just happened? Tuta is empty. Something happened to one of our scientists. You see, that's what happened. Okay.
To help our new colony along, we should consider the recruitment of a planetary governor to oversee operations there.
A new ruler has been elected. President Stefania Corsini will rule until the next election, which will take place on 22/31/01/01. Leaving her ship abandoned in the middle of nowhere. As per our agreement with the Pursuing Waters nomadic fleet, 5 military vessels have been delivered to the Sol system and are orbiting our capital. Okay, let's put Lee over there and start fast exploring.
It appears the other party completely stole our thunder, establishing contact with us before we had managed to decipher their communications protocols.
We should still attempt to accomplish this feat for ourselves when the opportunity next presents itself. We are receiving a transmission from the Holy Rontoran Polity. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities between us have ceased for the moment.
Since protocols have been established, we can now engage in diplomacy with this empire. Their current opinion of us depends on how first contact was conducted.
During first contact, we also gain intel. We gain further intel on an empire. More details about them become more visible to us. Okay, they are egalitarian fanatic spiritualist. I bring greetings from the revered Elder Oba Kud, the elected leader of the Holy Rontoran Polity. We believe in the right of all sapient beings to fulfill their individual spiritual needs, and we hope you share in this sentiment. First alien encounter. The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time is spreading like wildfire throughout the United Nations of Earth. Our citizens are fascinated by these beings, and the media is full of reports and speculation on their culture and society. The revelation that we are not alone in this galaxy has largely been greeted with celebration on Earth. Just like us, the aliens appear to be relative newcomers on the galactic stage, and their level of technology is similar to our own. This is a momentous occasion.
Incoming transmission.
We aim to...
Situation log updated.
The Yut Empire. Vent chain. Precursors. The Yut. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Dojak 4A. Our scientists think they inhabited this region of stars roughly 6 million years ago, based on the age of the artifacts. The aliens called themselves the Yut, and appear to have been very large and flat arthropod analogs. It seems a single individual could reach a length of nearly 100 meters as an adult. It was apparently exceedingly rare for more than 2 or 3 Yut to travel aboard the same starship. Interesting. Okay, spiritual seekers of the Holy Rontoran Polity. We aim to establish an embassy on Earth for the future betterment of Rontoran human diplomacy. Holy Rontoran Polity wants us to establish mutual embassies. Let's do that.
Incoming transmission.
The galaxy presents enough threats without having to worry about a war between the United Nations of Earth and the Holy Rontoran Polity. We suggest entering into a non-aggression pact to mutually secure peace. Let's do that. Establish a starbase out there. You... Go back to automation. The vessels detected. The vessels detected in the Sol system seem to be part of some sort of expedition across the galaxy with purposes unknown. They have not made any hostile moves, nor is there any heavy weaponry in evidence. However, they have been fairly closed-mouthed, and we have been unable to pick up many signals from them. Our linguists are confident that they will be able to translate their language eventually from the scraps we pick up. However, this may take quite some time.
System survey complete. Research complete.
Ceramo-metal materials. A combination of different metals and ceramics that result in a strong armor without sacrificing flexibility.
Anomaly found. Spaceport under attack.
Asteroid approaching Gribbon 4. Small astrometric lab on our observation post orbiting Gribbon 4 has detected a Class 4 asteroid on an incoming trajectory. Unless action is taken, it will impact the planet's northern hemisphere with enough force to cause an extinction-level event. Our mission of passive observation would normally prohibit us from intervening, but many of our scientists have argued for an exception in this case. To do nothing would mean to condemn the Sibylan civilization on Gribbon 4 to certain death. A difficult situation. Okay, let's get powered exoskeletons next. And mobilize the second fleet into Gribbon. Come on. this one's closer. We have discovered powerful concentrated energy in the form of an orb. Investigation is advised. Edic, monolithic. Girtab 3A is uninhabited, indeed uninhabitable, but not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved from some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monolith's flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical it must surely be fictional. Surely. Image them for the archives. Did we just lose?
System survey complete.
The asteroid that was heading toward Fontral 1 has been destroyed before it could reach the planet's surface. What fragments reached the atmosphere burned up safely before they could cause any harm. Aside from having witnessed what must have been a spectacular meteor shower, the pre-FTL aliens of the Wessaran Society have no idea how close to extinction they just came. Nor will they. Void unclouded. The void
Special project complete.
Void unclouded. The void clouds are, as far as human researchers can tell, among the oldest entities in the universe. They seem to have originated just a scant few billion years after matter as we know it first appeared. The tremendous forces of the young cosmos making something out of nothing. They would have been stars once, but were not. Explaining their apparent animal intelligence is more difficult, but the answer might lie in the abnormally strong electromagnetic fields that keep them together, another product of their primordial beginnings. It is not inconceivable that, given enough time, the circulation of its strange stardust and gravitic fields aligned in a flexible approximation of neural pathways. Moreover, the clouds seem to be receiving impulses from one another, if not outright communicating, light years apart. Quantum entanglement is suspected to play a role in this phenomenon. Humbling.
System survey complete.
The second audio log from the cube's command console has been translated. Second audio log from the cube's command console has been translated. Our Presidium, I have failed. Our annihilation is imminent and inexorable. My hexahedral spacecraft was sabotaged. I will attempt an emergency landing on Grunthris 2. Even if I survive, the peace token will not be delivered. Unidentified Empire will attack as we feared. Azizi Iwu has successfully decoded the locking mechanism on the crate. Contained within is a peculiar nugget of metal. It's particularly malleable and hyperactive, endlessly reshaping itself into intricate new forms every few seconds. We could retain this curiosity to further our understanding of this remarkable metal, or we could do as its previous owners had intended, offer it as a gift to Unidentified Empire in order to improve our standing with them. The Buhalvan Archivists. Interesting. Let's gift it to them. The UNS Clark has discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed living metal in the Grunthris system. It has characteristics usually only seen in biological life forms and will always attempt to regenerate back into the shape it was stabilized into. We cannot extract this resource yet, but we could establish control over the system for future exploitation. We are sure to find more of these types of resources as we continue to explore the galaxy, each with unique properties and applications, potentially useful.
Diplomacy school is where we communicate with other civilizations. Here we can declare war, build spy networks on our neighbors, or establish alliances and trade deals with them. We can also see the current intel level,
Shuttle crash on Nodoro 2. During a clandestine mission to the surface of Nodoro 2, one of our shuttles was intercepted by a squadron of atmospheric fighters belonging to a local nation-state. A lucky missile hit disabled the shuttle's engines and it crashed into a remote wilderness. We need to act fast if we are to evacuate any survivors before the pre-FTLs reach the crash site. All evidence of our presence must be removed. Special Project: Rescue Shuttle Survivors.
Situation log updated.
Okay, let's see what we need. We need a scientist present. We can manage that.